One sec. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get Karen Navarro in a second. We're so happy to have her joining us today. I have some questions and feel free to send them my way. If we have some time at the end, we'll explore them. Hey, gracias por conectarse. Estamos ahorita con Karen Navarro en un minuto. Pueden ver a mi gato atrás llamando atención. Ahorita que se conecte Karen, la invitamos. Karen. Okay, ya no debe tardar Karen. We're waiting for a moment for Karen. Hey, Aldo. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, how are you? Thank you guys. Yeah, we're waiting for a sec for Karen to join us and then we'll start. Hey, Karen. Okay. Go live with Karen. Yes. Hey, Iván. Thank you so much for joining us. Hola, Karen.
Hola.
Muchísimas gracias. Déjame le subo el volumen un poquito. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Thank you so much for getting some time to give us a here at the proyecto. Estamos bien contentos de contar con tu presencia. Hemos estado admirando tu trabajo por un buen de tiempo y siempre tengo muchas preguntas. Your work, it's so full with color and imagery and stuff. So like, as much as I love and it's such an easy work to look at and just know it's beautiful and it's well composed and everything, like at the same time it's so complex that siempre he querido sentarme y preguntarte sobre tu trabajo y de dónde vienes y todo. Así es que without further ado, thank you everyone for joining us, and Karen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? How is your practice? How are you entering this world of the arts?
Yes. Well, I'm from Argentina, Buenos Aires. I came to Houston in 2015. And I came because my husband got transferred, and while I was in Argentina, I was studying fashion design. And so I came to the US and I didn't speak English at that moment. So I decided that I will enroll to do a photography course. So I practice my English and I do something with my time. And so I started doing photography, and yes, I ended up doing photography, collages, and now working towards doing more sculptural work. And so it had been a transition into my work, the development of my work. And so, yeah, here I am working towards what I want to be in the future. So, yeah, that's basically, I know we're going to go into more details. So, yeah.
Esa es una buena introducción. Entonces, empiezas con moda, en tu mudanza para acá, para Estados Unidos, empiezas a explorar fotografía y eso es básicamente lo que estás explorando y desarrollando ahorita, ¿verdad?
Sí.
¿Hay algún tipo de evento que te haya llevado a este trabajo? Porque, a ver, al final de cuentas, moda or fashion and art and photography, like specifically, are so intertwined. Like, have you always been artistic? Like, ¿es algo de más grande? ¿Cómo estuvo tu proceso de empezar a entrar en todas las artes?
Yo creo que mi abuela fue de gran influencia para mí, para entrar en todo lo que es el mundo de la moda y luego después el mundo del arte. Mi abuela era modista Y yo tengo recuerdos de cuando era chica, de ir a su estudio, a su taller, pasar tiempo con ella mientras ella cosía, y después yo quería aprender. Ella, cuando falleció, me dejó su máquina, me dijo: esta es mi herencia para vos. Y fue de gran influencia. Yo admiraba mucho a mi abuela, y ella marcó y me hizo decidir que yo quería después seguir diseño de indumentaria, o diseño de moda, como le llaman ustedes.
Discúlpame, ¿cómo lo llaman en Argentina?
Diseño de indumentaria.
Indumentaria, wow, eso no lo sabía. Está mucho más formal.
Ah, sí, a veces tengo que explicarlo porque la gente es como: ¿de qué estás hablando? De modas. Y sí, mi familia, mi abuelo, quien no tuve la suerte de conocer porque falleció antes de que yo naciera, a él le gustaba dibujar. Él dejó sus cuadernos con dibujos, y mi hermano, quien heredó en cierta forma su habilidad, también le encantaba dibujar. Hoy por hoy es diseñador artístico, diseñador gráfico, y siempre estuvo hacia el lado del arte, tirando para hacia el lado del arte. Y creo que todo eso tuvo una influencia en lo que yo decido hacer después. Y bueno, yo creo que una cosa fue llevando a la otra, una cosa... nunca pensé que iba a ser artista, sinceramente. No estaban mis planes. No, me encontré con... I found fine art photography through a homework that a teacher gave us in HCP. I study at Houston Center for Photography. I don't know if I already mentioned that, but I study there, and this teacher, who his name is Sebastian Bonsi, he gave us a task to create a series where you will create a concept. And after you create a concept, you will create the images, and you will create a series that says something, that has a meaning. And so before this particular homework that he gave us, I was doing fashion photography because I knew photography from before. I took a few classes in school, and I also was working for a electronic music online radio in Argentina. So I was like more like a how do you call when you are not paid, like an internship? No,
Like an intern?
yeah, kind of, because it was nothing formal, but the radio was really good. So I was working for them. I was doing these photos, and everyone was telling me that I was good. Now I see the pictures and I don't think so. It was average, but yeah. Yes. So I knew photography. I have a knowledge about photography. And so when I came here, I said, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do fashion design, because if you need to produce, you need a lot of people, because you cannot do everything, you only design. So, and I said, no, I don't know anyone here. I'm not going to be able to do this. So I'm going to switch to fashion photography. And I started doing fashion photography. And after, when I had this homework from my class, from my photography class, I discovered that you can have a message, that you can say something through images, and that that message can be as strong as you want. And so I discovered that this was at the end of 2016. And so I would say that then is when I started, and I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. I wanna have a say. I want to say something, and I want to say it through images. And you were mentioning that my images are so approaching in a way, but it's so complex, and I really like that, because the topics that I approach in my work are topics that are complex, but I like like to make people think about the word to create a conversation, but I also like to be inviting. So I like people to enter and say, oh, this smells so beautiful, but after, you have to think about it a little bit to understand what's happening there and to understand everything. So
claro, es una muy buena entrada, porque si el trabajo es appealing, es bonito, te llama la atención, ya es una entrada a la conversación. Yeah, I think and it's crazy to me that you've only been doing this for this many years. It seems like kind of professionally a short career, but you've been able to do a lot of things and participate and collaborate with a lot of institutions and great people or loved Boss Babes, the nail centers. Can you tell me a little bit about that process? Is your if your process and your you just mentioned that the work has been changing, but are these themes continuing, or is this an idea that you've been exploring towards the whole career, in fashion or something, or it's just a new chapter and it came with all of this? I guess I've made 3 questions in one.
yes.
Okay, so first one, yeah, I think maybe we can start with that. Your themes, your subjects, are those something that you've always been interested in, or is that have been changing?
So I think, no, it wasn't. But I think as I become more knowledgeable in topics that I'm really interested in, those topics that call my attention, and I want to know more, and I want to make people know more. So I started with identity, and before identity, it was identity. But I think that as an artist, and I think this may happen to everyone, when you start, you don't really know exactly what you want to say.
Yeah.
Figure that out, and I think that for me it was kind of like a therapy, because you have to learn about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
After, you have to be very clear with yourself to be able to transfer that to put it in a way so people can also understand it. Because if you kind of you have a mess, it won't be possible for you to express yourself in a clear way.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one thing. And I didn't do this kind of work before. I knew about art, but I didn't know much. I of course I have the knowledge because of school, but I don't have a process, a process that I always follow. But what I can tell you is that I always like to learn. So that's something that it's common to all the process. I want to learn. So I always want to learn more. I want to learn something new. I want to dive in something that I haven't dived before. And so curiosity is what drives me. And not only curiosity just for the sake of curiosity, but curiosity because I want to understand. And I think there was one more question, but I don't.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but because I love this. La curiosidad es algo que a mí también me mueve en todo, y siempre es, alguna vez escuché, es la capacidad de amazement, la capacidad de asombro. It's just writing in your brain more and more and more. It just gives you so much, just having an open mind, and that way, yeah, maybe if you pull this string, it'll take you somewhere else. Yeah, I love that.
Siempre digo, no me va a alcanzar la vida entera para poder aprender todo lo que quiero aprender. Entonces, como no voy a poder, y quiero ser buena en lo que hago, prefiero enfocarme en algo que es lo que amo, que es hacer arte, y aprender lo más que pueda sobre eso. Y, y bueno, aprender otras cosas también, ¿no? Porque también, ponele, leo otras cosas, leo libros, leo novelas, leo cosas. O sea, siempre está bueno como alimentar la mente, pero sí, nunca... I think that how life is designed, whoever designed it, whoever does it, sucks, because you get older and you get wiser, but your body doesn't respond. And when you are a child and you have all the energy, you know nothing. So yeah, and it's so short. You can, I don't know. Yeah.
Definitely. Like, but yeah, like the 30s, like it's nice. Like like the 30s are the new like the 40s are the new 30s. Like, and as long as we keep moving and the age keeps moving with us, it should be fine. But yeah, like, and circling back to the other question that I wanted to ask is lo que te decía de que cómo ha avanzado tan a pasos firmes tu carrera. Like, are you? Because I think like you are very, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I'm reading you wrong, but I feel like when it's for business, like you're a serious business person. I know, like, the first time that I knew about you was through Presa House with our loved Janelle and Rigo back in San Antonio, and I remember having this conversation about your work and how pristine and how intentional it was. And Rio was telling me, like, and you should have seen her, like, she was focused and serious and wanted to know, like, the pro, like, she means business and she's a pro. And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, that's so good that it's, yeah, like, and also it makes sense to me on your growth, because, like, for me, it looks like, oh, you came and you dived in and you were like, let's do this. Like, is that the case, or were you very strategic, or do you think it's something more to what we were talking, like some of exploration and opening yourself for the universe or whoever?
I think it's a combination of everything. First of all, I believe in the law of attraction. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah.
So first, I believe in that. I believe that you put your energies there out there in the universe, and the universe will respond if your intentions are good. Second, yes, I always say work hard, but work smart. So don't work hard just to work hard, because you're gonna wear yourself off and you're gonna get super tired to the end. And so that doesn't make sense to me. And another thing is also curiosity coming back again. It's this urge to know, to learn, and in that urge, I do research. I want to learn how this works. What's the best way to approach, I don't know, a gallery? What's the best way to do the thing? What's the best way to present? You go to museums, you look at artists that you admire. You want to be one of them, so you have to behave like one of them. And so I think I'm very strategic, but not in a sense that I realize that. It's because my curiosity and what I learned take me there, because, oh, I'm gonna do this move, and I know how to do it because I have learned it before when I was doing my research, or was trying to find out how to. So I think it's a combination of everything.
And like research, do you go and Google? Do you have any mentors? Like, is it a whole thing?
I don't think I don't have like a mentor, and I've always been really sad because I didn't have one. But I realized that you don't actually need one. Like,
Okay.
you could have many people that you have met, and you just can ask. You ask everyone. You ask everybody, and you gather information. Like, it's when you read news. You don't read just one newspaper. You read
Yeah.
lot of newspapers, and you decide what information is the one you want to believe in because there are different points of view. So I think this is the same. So I asked many people for their opinions, and after that, I believe I trust a lot in my gut. So I always follow my gut, and of course, but for me, when you how to say it.
Pero en español.
Oh, no. Cuando me trabo todos los idiomas. Claro, sale en español. No, I think that intuition, intuition, had to do a little bit with knowledge as well, because you cannot, no puedes intuir algo que no sabes absolutamente nada de. Entonces, tiene como una conexión, para mí, es como que todo vuelve otra vez, circle back to the same. And, but, yeah.
Tiene mucho sentido. Y a ver, hablando un poquito más de tu trabajo, what is the biggest challenge of developing an artistic style? Like yours, I feel it's super strong, kind of very well, and even like the media keeps changing. Like your point of view, it's clearly there. Like, how do you develop this, or like, do you see it in your head, like, or have you been testing a lot? Also, like, like the images and the models that you, or the people that you work with, like everything just makes sense. How do you develop this?
So I that's kind of like a difficult question, because I will say that it came naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but I know when. And I know that I didn't understand colors before. I failed an annual class in school because they told me, the head of the class, the head of the department of the class, she came to me and told me, "You're not understanding color. You have to redo all the work in 2 weeks." Yeah, all the work from the entire year in 2 weeks, and we're gonna see if you pass. So I redo all the work, and when they gave me back the las notas, si aprobaba o no aprobaba, she told me, "You are still not understanding color. You're gonna pass. You're gonna barely pass because you did all the work, but you are not understanding color."
That's insane.
Yes. So that's kind of funny, because now I work with colors, and I think that one day colors just make a click in my mind, and I started seeing colors on the street, color combinations, lights and shadows, and I started seeing things that I wasn't aware before. And I don't know how. I think it took a few years in my mind to settle the knowledge and understand it. And it was funny because the other day my mother said, "Oh, look, I put your work in the wall. Look how nice it looks." And I was saying, "Oh no, Mom, I didn't understand color at that time." She was so proud of those, and
of course. Oh, that's sweet. ¿Me puedes decir algunas de las características que siempre buscas en tus proyectos?
No sé si busco, bueno, sí, una de las características que siempre busco es tratar de que el trabajo sea, que la gente se sienta atraída al trabajo, que se sienta invitada. Eso es algo que siempre busco, y creo que voy a seguir haciendo en toda mi carrera. Es lo que pienso ahora, no sé, en un par de años. Eso es algo que sí, que busco, porque me gusta hacer reflexionar a las personas, me gusta hacer reflexionar a la gente, pero no me gusta decirles, toma, esta es la información, esta es la única verdad, y esto es lo que yo te estoy diciendo, y es así. Entonces me gusta que la gente tome su parte en el trabajo, que entienda, que interprete, que se cuestione y que a partir de esas cuestiones se arme como debate, se genere una conversación y a partir de eso se pueda llegar a una respuesta. Tal vez no definitiva, porque la verdad es que yo no creo en verdades absolutas y tampoco creo que yo sé las respuestas de lo que yo cuestiono en mi trabajo. Entonces son cuestiones que yo me cuestiono a mí misma, como las cuestiones de identidad, y son cuestiones que cuestiono para que todos cuestionemos, básicamente.
No, y viviendo en un país como este, que yo creo que, bueno, al menos personalmente, cuando yo estaba en México, eso es, o sea, bueno, piensas en muchas cosas y cuando vas a la universidad, que esto trae mucho cuestionamiento, seguro. Pero creo que en este país estás, like, facing identity at all times. Like, yeah, I think it pushes you to re-examine yourself so much because it's so diverse and if not in backgrounds and thought, like it's it's crazy. Like that's another topic, but yeah, for me, like I had to make decisions and I had to figure out like who do I want to be, like what team do I want to be on, you know, like
I think what would happen to me is that if you ask me if do you feel Argentinian, did you feel like very patriotic or whatever, and I would say no, I don't really have that sense of place, of home, I always say that I haven't found my home yet, the country where I see myself living forever, and so I always have these questions of trying to figure out who I was, what's the place of my family as well, because my family was like a dysfunctional family, and so all these questions of since I was a child of what's normal, what's a normal family, what's have played like a huge impact in how I perceive myself. And so thinking of that, I always see my work as I always see identity as a social construction. Mm-hmm. So you can, and I always say that you can choose whoever you want to be. Yeah. I don't know if you have seen my latest work, the one that is at the Contemporary Art Museum right now, which has closed, sadly, for
I know. Congratulations, by the way. Like, that's not a small thing to have your work featured there.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to Patricia Restrepo for inviting me and the CAN team and everything. So it's a great opportunity. And coming back to that work, I'm working in different materials. So I'm working with pictures, but I am creating a more three-dimensional form, which challenge the notions of photography. And at the same time, I'm working the notions of identity, and that since I see identity as a construction, these pieces can be reconfigured. So these pieces can move. You can actually change the pieces if you want, and that come back again to you want to be whoever you want to be, and that we are all the time changing, we are growing, we are being a better self of ourselves. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you can like all of it, and you can just keep moving, and you love it. I really, like, when I saw the one with the cubes specifically, like, and how, like, it's not only image, it's super loaded on color. Like, it was just like, oh my God, how are you preventing people to just come and play with it? I'm glad you maybe are not doing that.
Yeah, I think I really like that kind of inviting, playful way of working because these are topics that I'm also participating in, and I see this like playful, inviting kind of in a like I'm working it with kind of humor in a way. I'm not being so tan correcta, tan
Like
específica,
strict?
terminada. Yes.
Yeah.
Como que hay lugar para modificar, lugar para cambiar, el lugar para crecer.
Y en el proceso cuando estás creando estas imágenes o estas vas a hacer una fotografía, tienes like do you have a face in mind? Do you have like a composition in mind, or it's something that you're like if you see someone, that person inspires you and triggers work, or do you have it in your head, or a combination of both?
It's a combination of both. I have works that I was looking for a pool of people, like I was looking for people, and I waited to be inspired by these people. And sometimes I see someone, I know someone, and I say, oh, this person is gonna fit great for what I want to do, or this person inspires me to create a piece. For example, now I met a guy a few months ago, and out of nothing, like a month ago, I was thinking of him and the final image I want of him. And I said, okay, now when all of this passed, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to ask him if he wants to participate in a picture, because his face actually inspired me to create a piece.
That's so cool. I'm sure people really appreciate that.
Yeah, people are really happy usually with the results, and then yeah.
Do you get people that are super shy and don't want to?
Usually, if they don't want, they will say no from the very beginning.
Okay.
But it's super easy to pose for me because you don't have to do anything. You have to stand like this and look, and I'll give you all the directions, and you're like a mannequin kind of.
Perfect.
It's super easy. No, it's not that you have to do weird things. Yeah, and it's super short. I always try to be super fast when I shoot. Usually, if I need just one portrait, I try not to extend from the half an hour for certain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hate. I know it's tedious to be in a photo shoot for 3 or 4 hours. It's a lot to ask, and so I understand that. And I also hate to be in front of the camera, so I really understand people.
Empathy.
Yeah, if you're not a professional, it's not that easy. So yeah.
And do you work a lot, like do you do the shoots and then do you work a lot on your computer, or it's more like a camera and you?
Well, my latest work, all my work that you have seen, have little to no retouch. I try to do the less possible in the computer, so I try to set everything, the lighting and everything, so I get the picture straight out of the camera, and I don't have to do post process.
That's very impressive.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Going back a little bit about the cultural thing, like, can you tell me some about some challenges in Argentina that you don't see here, and vice versa?
So I don't think I will have been able to grow and have this career in Argentina because the art scene is a little different there, and that's something that I don't see it possible because I would have been like so busy with other things also that I wouldn't have like the time to be a full-time artist y dedicar 100% a la carrera.
¿Veías más viable ser diseñadora de indumentarias que artista?
Sí, igual nunca se me pasó por la cabeza ser artista, pero es mucho más viable porque claramente puedes ser contratado por una empresa Pues trabajar en una empresa hasta que, bueno, después sí decidís tener una marca, crear y trabajar en tu marca y demás, pero sí, era mucho más viable eso. Y lo que me gusta acá de Houston, que es algo característico de Estados Unidos en general, es que cualquier persona que tenga el coraje, que tenga las ganas, que tenga la valentía de decir, bueno, quiero hacer esto y se decida y lo haga, puede llegar muy lejos. O sea, puede proponerse y alcanzar. Creo que es algo parte del capitalismo que tanto
es bueno
como malo, pero sí, es algo que eso no existe en Argentina, no podría pasar, porque en Argentina tenés que venir de una familia adinerada para poder no tenés acceso a préstamos, o sea, es un poco más complicado todo económicamente y creo que más económicamente que influye cómo uno se desarrolla.
Claro. Y al revés, ¿qué challenges hay aquí en Estados Unidos que no hay en Argentina? ¿La comida?
La comida, sí, la comida. No me gusta para nada la comida de Estados Unidos.
Yo nunca he ido a Argentina, muero de ganas, pero tengo amigos allá, y siempre me mandaban fotos así de los asados y todo, y yo me emociono, ¿cuándo me van a ayudar, por favor?
Sí, la comida. Definitivamente nosotros comemos mucho más light en Argentina. Una carne, unas papas, un arroz, una ensalada, como pastas, y acá es todo como súper grande y súper cargado. O italiano, no sé, va a ser el restaurante italiano y italiano no tiene nada. Pero sí, la comida es algo. Tengo que pensar respecto al arte, no sé realmente. Se me escapó esa pregunta.
No pasa nada. In your work, you explore a lot of identities. Can you tell me why is this topic so important to you and to your practice?
Yes, as I mentioned before, identity is a recurring topic that I always come back because as I said, family normality had a lot of play a huge role in defining who I am, and so I think in this search of understanding and trying to figure out who I am, where I belong, all these questions come to me, and I want to express them in my work.
Do you mind, like you mentioned a few nationalities of your family. Do you mind telling us a few of those? Because I thought it was very impressive. Like, or not, maybe not impressive. It's just like, wow, like that is heavy, like different. Yeah.
So, according to my father, which I haven't do the DNA test.
Oh my God, you should.
My grandfather was indigenous from Argentina.
Okay.
The tribe is called Mapuche.
Okay.
And my grandmother was from Poland.
Okay.
And so they married and they have kids. And here I am later on. So from my mother, I don't know anything. She doesn't know anything. So, and before this, which I find out less than a year ago, because before I didn't have a relationship with my father, I didn't know anything about my roots and where I come from.
Wow.
So this sense of not knowing, of displacement, of no sense of home or place, play a lot, and always made me come back to explore identity in many ways.
Individualism too. I think like, okay, so like maybe that doesn't matter, like what I'm doing, that's what matters.
Yes, exactly, because I don't think that family, race, color, skin color, or nationality or anything defines who you are.
Yeah.
I believe that you define who you are, because if I have to